Grace and peace to you. This is yours truly, Bishop Bowser, coming at you once again. Welcome to the Bowser Report. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you will. But today I just wanted to briefly talk about Trump, the Antichrist, and the Epstein files. Now, the question I want to ask you and get you to think about is what is the common denominator between Trump and the Antichrist? I believe it is the word deception. And what really got me about Trump is now, let me just say at the offset, is that, the outset, I should say, is that if you voted for Trump, you support him. I have no problem with that. I have friends, I have family members, I have people that I know that have supported and voted for Trump and still support him and push hard for him. I get in debates with people that support him. We love each other, we're friends, and we have healthy debates about it, right? So that's not the issue with me when it comes to that. But what gets me about especially my Christian brothers and sisters is that Trump can tell a whole bunch of lies and blatant lies, and people will still believe it, right? I mean, you could still support your president without like just falling all in with his lies and everything, and that's where I have the problem at. And so, and what does Trump and the Antichrist have in common? Lies. And so a lot of people would say that Trump, oh, he's the Antichrist. And I debate with him, say, no, he's not, man, because Trump is not popular enough to be the Antichrist. But what Trump is, he is a template. He's a model of what when the Antichrist come on the scene, what that's going to be like. Because when the Antichrist comes on the scene, the Antichrist is going to deceive people. He's going to operate and move into leadership through deception. But the only difference is that he's going to lead the whole world astray. Trump is not loved or liked around the world, right? He's barely liked in this country and barely got elected as president. So that's why I don't believe that he's the Antichrist. But I believe that he is a template from the perspective that I see so many Christians that believe the lies that he says and go all and heels over him, right? And falling into his trap and deception of lies. So I want to read a scripture to you, and this scripture is found in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse number 9. And it says, the coming of the lawless one will be in accordance with how Satan works. He used all sorts of display of power through signs and wonders that serve the lie. So he's going to come up with all kind of counterfeit miracles and signs and wonders, and it's going to serve a lie. People are going to think these things are real, and they're not going to be real. But they're so tied into the lie but he deceives people with the lie that people get tied into that lie, right? And they end up being deceived. And you continue to read that scripture, but I believe around verse 11 it says that God is going to send people a strong delusion, right? That they will believe the lie, right? Because they refuse to love the truth. We have to love the truth if we're going to be people of truth. And so that's one of the things that I did want to say. And I know that like in First Timothy chapter 4 and verse 1 and 2, it talks about people are going to fall from the faith following deceiving spirits and things taught by demons. How does it come through? Hypocritical liars, right? Who way I understood the scripture is that these people whose conscience has been seared with a hot iron means that they can look you straight in the face and lie to you, right? And that's how the Antichrist is going to be, and that's how he's going to deceive people, and that's how Trump is. Now, I did a little research on this, and it is reported that Donald Trump has made tens of thousands of false misleading claims. The Washington Post reported that and documented in his first term that he has told 30,573 false or misleading claims. That's how many lies he told in his first presidential term, an average of 21 lies every day. And so if you vote for him, that's fine. But what I want to say to my fellow believers is, you can vote for whoever you want to vote for, but don't fall for the lie, right? Because that's where you can be tripped up and trapped by the Antichrist. And so many people treat Trump like he's a god, right? And can't do anything wrong. And until, right, we get to the Epstein files. When we get to the Epstein files, it seems to be that is President Trump's Achilles heels. What is Achilles heels? Achilles heels is a weakness despite overall strength, which can lead to downfall. And Trump if Trump wants to, let me just back up a little bit. This Achilles heels on Trump is the Epstein files because he will not release the files. And so now his MAGA group and all the cult following, all those that believe every lie that he told will not believe this, right? Because evidently they have some type of morals in themselves, right, when it comes to children, which I agree. But now they're really in an uproar, and Trump is still trying to gaslight them and think that you're brainwashed to continue to believe his lies by saying, "Oh, we're tired of hearing about Epstein," and go through this long rant on his Truth Social website or whatever it is. I don't follow him that much either, but I wonder what kind of advice Paula White is giving the president at this moment of crisis. She's supposed to be his advisor. I'm sure Paula White cares about children, right? But I believe that Epstein is going to be the downfall for Trump. That is his Achilles heels. What do you think? Remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And I just want to share that from a spiritual perspective in regards to Trump, the Antichrist, right? Where in Trump, everybody believe his lies. He can't do anything wrong. He can shoot somebody and get away with it. He said that himself. Convicted of 34 felons. I don't know any other president, any other person that could have got elected, whether it was true or not. That those charges were fiction or true doesn't matter. But he got convicted of them, right? And people still voted for him. And that's, do your thing, because we all good with that. But the thing of it is that it looked like Epstein and those files and those flights over into his island, right? I heard one gentleman say there's no reason for anyone to go on the island unless they were going to, be messing with, young ones. And so leave a comment. Remember to like, and please do subscribe. And thank you all that have subscribed to our page. We reached 1,000. Now we want to reach 10,000. God bless.